Fitz on Flix. I'm Fitz's friend Murph.
What's up, Fitz?
Not much, man. So, this week, a little different on Fitz on Flix. Me and Murph went to the movies the other day. We got there. I wanted to see Haunting in Connecticut. This guy wanted to see Monsters vs. Aliens. Normally, that's never a problem. We either flip a coin, or we arm wrestle, or the rock, paper, scissors type of thing, which I always win because he always throws down scissors. But this time, neither one of us would back down. So, I went to see Haunting in Connecticut. He went and saw Monsters vs. Aliens, and now we're going to talk about them both. He's going to tell me what his was about, if he liked it, vice versa, me too. Kind of like Judge Reinhold, Fred Savage, different.
Kind of.
But so let's kick it off here. Murph, let's try it and see what it's like. Murph, Monsters vs. Aliens.
Okay, Monsters vs. Aliens. This movie is animated. I saw it in 3D, so I had cool glasses. I saw everything in full action range of motion. And this movie, it's got voices because it's animated. And you got Reese Witherspoon who plays Susan Murphy, no relation to me. And she's about to get married. And at her wedding, a big meteor comes down and hits her, and it's got some crazy chemical or element or whatever, quantonium, and it makes her giant, makes her really big. So the government comes down, they take her. They put her in a big thing because she's a monster, and she meets all these other monsters. And you got Bob, who's a blob, played by Seth Rogen. You get the missing link, who's kind of like a half man, half reptile. Will Arnett does the voice. Dr. Cockroach, Hugh Laurie, and this giant insect kind of thing. And then you got this, Rainn Wilson plays this alien who's coming down because he wants the quantonium back so that he could be all powerful. So it's basically monsters versus aliens, and they're fighting it out. That's what it's about.
Alright, sounds like I should have seen that movie. That sounds great. I love cartoons and I love 3D.
Now, what about your movie? What was that about?
Haunting in Connecticut. Well, takes place, as you would guess, in Connecticut. You got a boy, you got this guy, not a little boy, he's like 16, 17 years old. His name's Matt. He's got cancer. He's sick. He's dying. He doesn't have much more time to go. So his mother, played by the great Virginia Madison, we all know from Electric Dreams, she takes him, she's going back and forth, lots of traveling to the hospital. They decide, the family, we need to get a house that's closer to where his treatments are going to be. So they rent this house. Well, turns out the house used to be a mortuary. It's like a funeral home type thing, unfortunately. More unfortunate, they used to do seances in this funeral home mortuary type place. I don't know about you. I mean, you don't do that. You don't do that sort of thing in a funeral home or a mortuary because you're gonna get ghosts, you're gonna get problems, and that's exactly what this family gets. It's the last thing they need. Their kid's really sick, but that's basically the story. That's what it's about. I was okay with it. The movie. Let me tell you, the movie.
Okay.
Well, but first, do you want to tell them if you like Monsters vs. Aliens? Should I get back to this? This is the first time we've done this.
Yeah. I don't know. What you got? Here.
Okay. Cool. Well, Haunting of Connecticut. I think you would have liked this.
Really?
I think you would have liked it because, I mean, the movie, it wasn't like, they didn't go for cheap thrills for the most part. It kind of was clever at different points. It was, the characters were all interesting. I wasn't scared. It wasn't like The Changeling. I wasn't horrified when I saw Haunting in Connecticut. But I cared about all the characters. Also, you got Elias Koteas in this movie.
Oh, I like him.
He's the best. He played Duncan in Some Kind of Wonderful, probably like the most awesome John Hughes movie ever. He's playing a preacher kind of guy in this movie who's going to help out the kid. They meet at the hospital, and he's basically, the whole movie. You care about the characters. It's interesting story. Not really scary, but it was an excellent try. The ending, I'm not going to tell you what happens. Obviously, that's not for me. That's for you. But I don't like where they went with the ending. I wasn't completely. I thought I had problems with it. I'll leave it at that. But is the ending bad enough to ruin the whole movie for me? No. Go see this movie. Don't go expecting to be scared, but go if you just want to see a good human drama. You want to see, a fun story. Have a good hour and 45 minutes of your life. I think you'll enjoy Haunting in Connecticut myself. I wish you had seen it. I would love to have talked to you about it.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah.
Also with Monsters vs. Aliens. I don't know if you would... I think you might like this movie. I didn't like this movie. Not to say that it was a bad movie. I just think it was more kid-oriented. There wasn't a lot of adult jokes. Even some of you people out there might disagree with me. You know who you are. Just in general, I thought it just was a little corny. It wasn't very realistic. Monsters, come on. Are there really any out there? I don't know. Are there aliens? Who knows? But anyways, I thought that some of the voice work was really cool, though. Hugh Laurie played Dr. Cockroach. He was really funny. Rainn Wilson played the bad guy. He was good. I think Seth Rogen was a little underused.
Is this movie like we saw Bolt? We saw Bolt a while back. How would you compare this movie to Bolt? And I just want to say because they're both 3D, they're both kid movies, they're both cartoons. Yeah. Is this more for adults? Is this more just like Bolt? Is it?
I actually like Bolt better than this movie.
Really?
Not to say that the characters in Bolt were better. I thought the story. I was more emotionally involved in Bolt. That was a little bit more realistic. I know I'm only kidding around with the whole realism thing, but
that's a good one.
But this one, the 3D. I'm just a sucker for like things popping out and things moving around. I think it's really neat. I would say go see this movie just for the 3D alone. And of course the characters are cute, but it didn't really get me.
You must be a fan of Tara Reid if you like things popping out.
Oh yes.
So anywho, well no, that's not. I mean, I wish I'd seen Monsters vs. Aliens now.
Yeah.
It sounds like and I should also say real quick. I mean, the hunting in Connecticut. There are a few things that are maybe slightly unrealistic. You got You've seen this even in go back Amityville horror movies, wherein once the family starts realizing there are problems in the house, are you really going to leave your kids in the house while you go run some errands? You get some things like that in the movie, but in general, again, I liked Haunting in Connecticut. I think you should have seen it with me. Next time this happens, why don't we just see both? Well, we didn't
even think about doing that.
We thought we just needed to go get lunch afterwards or something. We had to meet Steve. That's
we did have to meet Steve.
Stupid Steve. Yep.
So
nice job. Anyways, well, that was interesting. Okay, let's hope we never do this again. And Murph, thank you very much.
Thank
it was
you
a pleasure
for being on with me.
All right. Well, I'll be on with you anytime. That was weird. So yeah, check us out at fitzonflix.com, and thank you all for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.